I was inspired to come and record a video today, well, tonight, this evening, since it's almost 10 something. I don't know what time it is. Let's move on. So, I'm currently experiencing a, I guess you could say, a tower moment. And if you don't know what tower moments are, they are moments when, upheaval, change, sudden change is going to happen in your life. Typically, it comes in a way where a foundation that you created or that was created for you is crumbling down, being torn down. Torn. And I was inspired, suggested, guided. Why did that take me so long to figure out that word? Okay. I was guided to see this as a tower of disappointment, a tower of things that left me feeling less than satisfied, full of relationships, full of situations, full of materials, and other things that just didn't work out or weren't supposed to work out, to be honest with you. I'm being asked to allow myself to release each one of these things and to do it with a heart full of unconditional love, compassion, peace, and understanding. This is a process that I can tell you has been very uncomfortable because I felt it coming for a long time. But even still, that doesn't make it easier. It's like saying you don't like heights and you got on the roller coaster and you're finally about to get to that drop, but you still gotta go to it, right? I'm thinking specifically of the dragster Cedar Point. It was the worst roller coaster ride I've ever been on in my life. That's a lie, but I was terrified the entire time. I kept my eyes closed until we got to the top and it paused for some reason. They were like, yeah, we're just gonna pause it. And I was like, I looked, and the moment we started heading towards the ground, I was like, close my eyes. It was crazy. I don't never want to go there again, but I'm gonna do it again. I feel like I should. So I could tell my younger self, bitch, I did it again. Anyway, that's not the point. But it does feel like that. This entire time has felt like a roller coaster ride. And one of the most uncomfortable ones that I've ever been through in my life. But it hasn't just been today, it's been like the last 5 years. It's like I finally... One second. I thought that was gonna work. Ooh, but that did. Ooh, stop playing. But I finally got the chance to let go of something. And I'm at that drop, and we're pausing for a minute, but we're about to keep falling. We're about to keep going. Excuse me. But anyway, I noticed that my energy was a little fluctuating, and I was confused, why it was happening. But I recognized that I had allowed myself to be open to many different entities, many different people, even people that I loved and trusted and cared about, like seriously. And it comes a point where you have to recognize that you play a part in this. And again, like, I don't know if I mentioned before, but there's a reader that I watch. His name is Moments with Mo, at least that's his channel on YouTube. But, you know, one of his main things that he keeps saying is acknowledge the part you play. And that can be like a really hard pill to digest, especially when you don't know what part you play or what part you played. But it's more so like accepting the fact that at some point you needed love or you requested love from the universe. And the universe sent it to you and was like, yeah, here you go. I got you. Now this love that the universe sent you was probably not supposed to stay there as long as you wanted it to stay. And you may have noticed at some point, I'm mostly talking in relation to myself, but like, whatever, take it how it resonates. But either way, you begin to recognize that it's run its course. When you first recognize it, that's typically when you want to actually take the steps necessary to get out. But most of us don't listen. I don't listen. Some people are probably blessed with, who have been blessed with the capability of seeing through things. I mean, from now on, I will be listening to that voice inside of my head that says, something don't feel right. I should probably just skedoot the fuck out of here real quick. But, you know, I acknowledge and I accept my part, as well as these people, situations, relationship, whatever I do. Because I understand that each one of us has a journey that we have to take and make on our own. And like, no matter what happens, you know, you're supposed to meet certain people for a reason. You're supposed to run into certain situations for a reason. And it's up to you at that point to accept the fact that it's time for you to move on. Or continue going until you learn that new lesson. A couple things. Thing one, learn how to disconnect your energy or close your energy space. There is a space within you that is open. You may feel it as a pain in your third eye, especially if you're in tune and you're tapped in, or you know that your energy is in tune and tapped in. You may notice the energy. You might feel the pain in your third eye. It could be asking you to rest it. Whenever you are there, go in your mind space in meditation, or when you're daydreaming or something, you're dozing off. Allow yourself to connect with that piece of you. Call it forward, literally. I ask the piece of me that needs rest to come forward. I acknowledge you and I allow you to rest. I close that door. Do this with every piece. Do this when you need to release something. Do this when you need to accept something. Just so it can help you acknowledge each piece that you have and let it go. take spiritual baths. Thing 2. Another thing I learned from Moments with Mo is that you get a bowl or some sort of tub of cool water. You put salt in there. He said sea salt, but any salt works. I'm going to suggest you dissolve it and don't use too much. I say a tablespoon. I have a cat. She's trying to kill a bug. I say trying because earlier today, her and I both were trying to kill this fly that was like that big. And it kept like getting past both of us. It was really embarrassing, but yeah. Shit happens. Life happens. Okay, whatever. But I put essential oils in mine. 11:11 on my clock. Peppermint oil specifically. And I speak affirmations. I pray over it. I bless it. Set intentions over that water for it to remove that negativity from my energetic space and my body. To remove any attachments. Any weapons formed against me are rendered useless immediately. Third, accept people for who they are. They're going to show you. And if they don't show you, your team is going to show. Your spiritual team is going to show you. When your spiritual team shows you, when you feel a hunch in your stomach, when you feel that moment of whatever, you need to accept that. And you need to look at yourself and be honest. And know that whatever happens from this point on, your spiritual team warned you. I spent a long time not accepting my team or listening to what they said to me about certain people or situations, and I allowed myself to be subjected to bullshit, to straight bullshit. I'm going to tell you to listen to your team, and I don't think I have to say that too many more times from here. I hope not. But you deserve better than what you're allowing yourself to receive right now. There's a version of you that is somewhere out there happy and enjoying their life, relaxing on a beach with your future partner, whoever it is that you really want to be with or you see yourself with. And the only thing keeping you from that life is you holding on to something that's not serving you. And I'm telling you this from experience, something I'm experiencing right now. I needed them to show me the truth in order for me to accept the fact that I needed to let go so that I could become the version of me that I'm supposed to become, my greatest and highest self. They're telling me to pull out my turtle. This is a turtle. You can put him in the microwave and he heats up, and he's good for cramps. He's good for sores, aches, and pains. And then he's also good as a little cuddle buddy and a pillow. But this could be just a symbol for you that you need to take things a little slower. This could also be an indication that you could talk to your inner child a little bit more. And ask yourself, what did I want to do when I was younger? What did I see myself becoming? and like not judging yourself based off of what your parents want you to do or what your siblings want you to do or what even older versions, past versions of yourself wanted you to do. You've got to get to a point where you get tired of showing up for everybody else and really start choosing yourself. Because sometimes it becomes only two options. I don't feel like I should have to say what these options are, but I have this feeling that, like, you know, make a change, or go the opposite direction. Do or die. Yeah. Those are my two options. So, when are you going to start believing in your dreams? Or believing that they're even possible? There are people out there living their dreams right now. What's stopping you from going towards yours? One thing that you've got to be prepared for is for your entire world as you know it right now to be flipped on its head. And when you're at the wall facing a space where you know you don't want to be, where it's either do or die, you start to do. It's more like be. You start to be the version of yourself that you really are. You start to fully accept the fact that you don't like where you are. You don't like the person that you have become. You may have changed yourself to fit inside of a box that other people wanted you to fit inside of. You may have ignored what you actually wanted to do. Just so you could be someone that other people approved of. Just so you could invite in people who weren't good for you. It comes down to listening to yourself. You know, that's ironic because 8 of Cups on the bottom. And then I split and I got the Star card. It's like knowing that you're not going in the right direction, but for some reason, better scenario, you're headed to a cliff. There are signs telling you there is a cliff. The road ends. Turn around. Go back. This is like your intuition telling you these things, like your spirit team. And you're like, no, them signs ain't for me. That's not for me. They're not saying that to me. And then you finally get there. And you see that cliff. And you start thinking, damn. Okay, so maybe those signs were for me. Maybe I was supposed to see that. How the fuck did I miss that? Well, you were too busy listening to the version of you that everybody else created instead of your authentic self. Let me tell you, I have a lot of experience. You could say I graduated. But there's hope. You have a chance. Maybe you'll be traveling soon. Temperance on the bottom. So I got these oracle cards, right? And this message, I think it's Pita is the name of the card. This is fire and water. And you see there's fire and water on this card. And they're saying to mix together two opposite energies. So, okay. Whatever. But it's like allowing yourself to incorporate two different energies. It's about balance. Wow. So you could be seeing 444 on your clock. You could be 2244 on my timer just now. You could be seeing, a lot of angel numbers. You gotta balance. Maybe it could be like a little difficult to head in an opposite direction because you're unsure of how to create what you want, get to where you want to go when there's these other things that you've, invested yourself into. Got the Empress. So like there's something you're holding on to that's like it's like a gift. It's like a world almost. And it's like maybe you could be pregnant, but you could be pregnant with ideas. But you could be holding on to something that literally could change the world. So they're saying like, I'm serious when I say bring your inner child out. When I say that, I mean that. Because your inner child has got some ideas on how to get these ideas out there and how to get you out of the space that you're in. You just gotta listen and look and accept that everything that you do is not gonna look like everybody else's story. There are gonna be people that are like, but you got all these things going for you and you decided to turn around and do this. I did. You're being given a gift essentially from the divine, like a new way of thinking. There's rainbow colors. That's crazy. I'm wearing a rainbow shirt. And on this card, there's a rainbow. So you could be a part of the community. Legit a bit of qua. That's what somebody called it one time. And I was just like, what the fuck? I gotta use that. So now I'm gonna use that. Anyway. Like, you could be a part of the tribe either way. Wherever you are now is not where you need to be. You see how this butterfly is hanging around all these swords? You want to spread your wings. You want to put your idea out there so bad. Maybe you've got something really successful going for you. Maybe you already have done so much to get you to where you are now. You can ask for guidance. You can ask the divine, your team, anybody else to help you with ideas of how to get the fuck out of there, to get out of where you are. You'll be guided. If you don't want to ask humans, ask the stars, ask the divine. You think people pray for no reason? No, I'm mentioning religion, but you don't have to be religious to pray. It's just like the act of having faith, trusting in something that's bigger than ourselves, you know? It's uncomfortable when you've been in many different places or spaces. Can you see what's on the card? Whoa. Do you see this pinnacle right here? Do you see that? Can you see that? It's like swords. There's a pinnacle. I've never seen that before. Anyway, I got the Fool card. Yeah. So like, why can I see that this way? But I can't see it. That's not the point. Okay. So it's a new beginning. So once you leave this space, wherever this place is, once you leave here, this new beginning is going to happen and you'll be able to spread your wings. Little butterfly, little birdie. I say little, but you could be like literally a majestic beast, okay? But at the same time, you still have to go through this tower moment. Now remember, the tower is not comfortable. The tower moment is not something that's gonna be sunshine and daisies. It won't be like that. It's gonna be very uncomfortable. Like, look at this freaking tree. This is a tree. You see that lightning hitting that top of the tree? But you see how it starts at the top? It's probably gonna first start in your mind. Especially with this new thought that's coming in. This new perspective. But then as it progresses, you're gonna start noticing things. You're gonna start noticing, like, maybe you've already started noticing, but you don't belong somewhere. You're gonna start feeling like, what? But that's not possible. You might actually, I'm gonna say that. But you may be given the opportunity to travel. And it may not look like something that's good for a while. Or at first. It could be like, for example, well, whatever it is going to be revealed to you soon. Okay? So I'm just going to suggest that you ask yourself, that you connect with yourself, you meditate. You ask yourself, what is it that I need to do right now that is going to help me rest to prepare myself for this tower moment? What is it that I need to feel right now? What do I need to let go of? What parts of myself do I need to integrate or to release? Don't forget to acknowledge these parts, accept these parts, and then with the heart, mind, body, and soul full of whatever you need, honestly, but typically I say peace, unconditional love, innerstanding, and compassion. Release these things. Let them go. Because you have to. Because whatever is going on, this is just some serious heartbreak right now. If you keep heading in the direction that you're headed in, you're just gonna be heartbroken. Dog, when I tell you this shit ain't easy, you're gonna be heartbroken regardless, but it's better to choose yourself, okay? Like, you might not even know why you're choosing yourself. It might look real sus to somebody else, but it's like, one day everything's good, everyone's talking and laughing and joking, and then the next day you feel something completely off, and you're like, I don't know why I felt that, but something don't feel right here. So then you begin asking yourself, maybe it's me. Maybe it's just, I'm just in a bad mood. But then this feeling, 3311 on the clock, just continues. It just continues going. Timer, whatever. And you start feeling it more. These feelings that I was having started 3 years ago. 33 on the timer. That's crazy. And I ignored them. Imagine if I had to listen to them when I first felt them. Imagine where I'd be at. Either way, whatever's going on for you in your situation, you're meant to be seen. You're meant to be seen. I'm going to read what judgment in this book means, though, when I find it. Okay, look. So you remember when I said that it don't look good right now, okay? I meant that shit, okay? It don't look good right now. Let me just tell you, my whole life feels like it's a mess at this moment. Recently, I lost my car. Like, they came and they repossessed that motherfucker. Next, I ended up talking to my dad, and we ended up getting into an argument, screaming like at each other. But this happened, I think, the day before, or no, the day after they took my car. Then people started revealing their true selves to me. 35 was just on the timer. People started revealing their true selves to me. And I didn't want to believe that, but I started being able to see myself, my gifts, me as a person, without being afraid and in fear of who I am. One thing about this is like, this whole journey is knowing that you have to accept and acknowledge yourself, all the bad things that you've done before. You've got to be willing to do the work. A lot of people are not willing to do the work. The unfortunate part is recognizing that you must continue doing the work. It's not like you just stop. Like once you reach a certain point, you're good. No, you keep working on yourself. The issue for someone like me is I am an individual that works on myself constantly. That could be an issue. It could also be a Scorpio thing, but whatever. But at the same time, when you're constantly in a state of transforming yourself, you kind of grow weary. You get a little tired of doing it constantly, consistently. And you don't focus on being the true you, being yourself. And I recognized that, like just tonight, that I needed to be myself. I know who I am. I know who I am when I'm in my most confident. I know who I am when I'm at my lowest. And I also know who I am when I am on my defense mode, my offense mode. I know who I am spiritually speaking, and I know what I'm capable of. But at the same time, I don't just stand in that power sometimes. I'm typically constantly working on myself. Like, I could do better at this. I could do better at that. Right. Instead of, today, I really just want to stand in boss mode. Or today, I really just want to feel connected to myself. Or be in love with myself today. I'd have random moments and instances when I would just feel it. I'd be vibing with somebody, and I thought I always needed to be around someone to feel these feelings of love, authenticity, whatever else it was. But then I began recognizing that I was wrong, and I'd rather spend time by myself than be in the company or presence of those who genuinely don't care about me. It also helps you learn to see the truth, who genuinely cares about you, who really has your back, who's really trying to stab you in the back, who's trying to take from you, who is jealous of you. These are things you start to notice the more you get to know yourself and sit by yourself. I'm not saying isolate all the time, even though I'm not going to lie and say that that is not what I'm doing. Okay? But I am going to say that it is important for you to also interact with people so that you can see for yourself, so you can feel the energies, you can see them as they are doing this energetically. I'm telling you, for the longest time I was confused and I had no idea who the fuck, what the fuck, how or when the fuck stuff was happening. I realized I just cussed that many times in a row. Anyway, but it takes a lot of patience. It's gonna take a lot of falling down and getting up, being confused, but you can also ask for discernment. You can ask for guidance. 4114 was just on the timer. You can ask for everything it is that you need. Why would you believe it would not come to you? Forgiveness. Hello, famo. Where you just got forgiveness. It says judgment, but anyway, move on. The word judgment conjures up fear and guilt in many people. This card, however, concerns itself with another aspect of this word, seeking the truth. No more blaming yourself or others. No more excuses. Now is the time for forgiveness and personal freedom. This card asks you to rise up and let pettiness and fear fall below you. Expand your wings and be reborn. What a relief it will be. It's like when you meet your final stages, right? This is what inspired me to keep going. I should say that. The thought of not waking up the next day made me realize that I did not want to continue living a life that was not for me. If it came to the fact where I was going to be unable to wake up tomorrow. Which is why I'm inspired to put myself out there, because I don't know when my last day will be. When that day comes, am I going to be sitting there talking about how somebody could have did something better? Or how this person ruined me? Or how I didn't do good enough? Probably not. I probably won't be talking about none of that. I'd probably just be crying. Some real shit. Like, oh no. Like a little bit relieved but sad at the same time, you know, because like, again, I had to get to a certain point in order for me to want to get here, to start to constantly want to work on myself. Okay. It might be like, God, fine. You know, I kind of been waiting on this. I'm not gonna hold you. But at the same time, you know, I still have things that I want to accomplish. So I know that I can't stay here anymore. I know. I don't know what I just look like when I just did that yawn. But if you judging me, don't. Anyway, I know that I need to protect myself and my home, which is my body, my soul, my children, my ideas. I know that my energy is important. Muy importante para mí. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I said it that way anyway. It's about recognizing your truth and recognizing the truth of those that are around you. And when someone shows you who they are, you better believe them. You better believe them. Because if you don't, you will regret it. Do not ignore red flags. So it seems like somebody has been ignoring red flags. I was, okay? I'm saying all these things in regard to me because I need you to know that you are not alone. I need you to know how easy it is to ignore something that's been in your face constantly. Something that your guides, your soul, your body has been telling you, and you were like, no, I don't believe that. It's not true. I need you to know that you are not alone. But it's no longer possible for you to ignore yourself, for you to ignore what you've been being shown. Because this is blocking you. Whatever this is, it could be a job. It could be a house. It could be a traumatic situation. It could be, I'm sorry if it's your kids, you can't get rid of those. I mean, you can give them to their grandparents or something for a week, maybe a month. But like, that's different. Okay, like, I'm sorry, Big Pimpin'. You can give them to the other parent, but you know, that was a joke. Please take it as a joke. Oh my gosh. But anyway, it's like, this card to me reminds me of an eye. Every time I see this, I see the third eye. Like your mind space, even though this is Four of Wands. This card talks about like celebration, you know, finally being able to overcome. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. Let's go back over here. Excuse me. Completion, celebration. Okay, so you probably figured it out as we were sitting here talking. Or you are in the process of figuring it out, which is really good for you. If that's the case, congratulations. This card, I love this card. I love the meaning of this card. And I think it means the meaning of this card. But let me find it before I show you this, because a lot of people, I say a lot of people like I've just read for so many people before. Anyway. Okay, so you are very close to figuring it out if you haven't already figured it out. This is the Eight of Pentacles. This one is saying, you know, hone your craft. You are so close. You're literally so close to getting there. You might be at the brink of something amazing and phenomenal. This might require you to receive assistance and help from others. This could literally just be your spirit team that they're asking you to tap into. This could be that friend that you talked to 3 months ago and was just like, yeah, I got this idea and I really need your assistance. It might be time for you to like reach out to them again. Yeah. I like the fact that the moon is on this card. And it almost kind of reminds me of mixing the fire and the water situation. But this card is like fulfillment. Almost like a wish fulfilled. Almost. Ew. Anyway, nine of cups. Every deck is different. Okay, so if you're judging me, I understand. Yep, wish is coming true. A new phase of peace and harmony awaits. The world seems to be granting your every wish. Good health, happiness, and every even material gains are heading your way. Let's go back to this card because I feel like this should be the last thing that I talk about before I skiddy to do the fuck out of here. All right, so this is about your craftsmanship, right? Weaving a web. With patience, with your own skill. What do you want to see happen in your future? What do you want to create? There are so many details. If you look at this card, the spider that has woven it has created each one of these little tiers going on here, right? They create a spiral, a circle. And if you've seen a spider's web or walked into one, which is the most unfortunate thing, then you understand the detail, the fine detail of their craft. Most of the time they do it fairly quickly. I say fairly quickly, but I've never actually paid attention to how long a spider takes to weave their web. But if you think about it, how long will it take you to weave your own web? To create something for yourself that's actually going to help you. Sorry about it. Next card I got was the Moon card, which is Pisces energy. So again, you could be a Pisces. Or maybe your dreams. Come on now. Maybe it's time for you to go chase after your dreams. Like in the most basic sense of words. But this card also talks about the unknown and stepping into it. So maybe the reason why you haven't started walking towards your goals and dreams is because you're afraid of what that means. You're afraid of going somewhere that is not 100% sure and certain. Let me tell you something. I know what that feel like. I am here every single day. But it's like, you don't know why you wake up every day. You just do. You know, I'm not going to say that because I hate when people say that. Okay, let's try it again. When you bake brownies, oh my God, brownies sound so good. And you put them in the oven, you have the potential to burn these motherfuckers or undercook these motherfuckers. But either way, once you find that sweet spot, ooh, that sounded nasty. Once you do, eventually, you know exactly how to make these brownies each time after that. So, in the past, when you were baking brownies in the oven, you know, creating something, you didn't know how it was going to turn out. You knew it could have went one way or it could have went the other way. But somehow it worked out or it didn't. It's literally the most basic yet annoying thing in the world is to have faith. But think about it. When you're being asked to have faith, it's like asking somebody to protect your $10,000 for you while you go to the bathroom or something, right? While you out here releasing something that you've been holding on to for a long time, you give somebody your 10K and you like, please, I'm asking you, protect this with your life, right? But it just so happens to be that the person you're asking to protect your $10,000 is actually an off-duty cop, right? And not just any off-duty cop. You're standing right outside his place of work and he's I don't know, I'm trying to make it like better here, like, but you just gotta trust that it's gonna work out. And if it doesn't, please understand, innerstand. Rejection is redirection. Last thing, I do card readings. And I've been giving myself card readings as well as receiving guidance from other guides that I've been checking in with. Because I have been sitting over here like, when is it coming? When is it going to happen? Can you tell me when it's going to happen? And I'm thinking it's like a small business that I started that I'm going to be fruitful with. When I tell you today, the universe was like, nah, don't do that. I'm sorry. You said what? Put that down. I don't want you to do that right now. I'm sorry. I don't think I heard you. Sorry. My bad. It sounds like you just told me to put down something that I've been working really hard on. That's not what you said, right? Right. But it was. It was exactly what they told me. That's exactly what they told me. They told me today that the thing that you've been working hard on is not the thing that I want you to do to get you to where I'm about to take you. So when I tell you this requires faith, I mean it requires faith, okay? I mean it requires faith. It requires patience from you. But while you were waiting, while you were being patient, while you were experiencing the highs and lows and whatever else in between, you could be using that time to analyze the people around you. Because if you know that you're going to win, right? Let's say you know you're going to win. You know you're going to win. But you're carrying weights and burdens that you can't possibly take with you. This would be the best time for you to begin releasing a lot of that stuff while you're waiting for the divine to fit. Okay, if I say anything else, I ain't trying to get in trouble, okay? But while you're waiting on the divine to deliver to you what y'all done worked on together and been manifesting together, I had to ask and make sure I was not saying this wrong, because like I ain't trying to get in trouble. Like, you know, you feel me? Like, I'm not trying to say the wrong thing and just like hinder stuff. Anyway, but I'm just gonna say it plainly. I've been working on myself. I've been working on choosing myself, because once my gift walked through that door, I want to be ready. I want to be prepared. I don't want to be holding on to extra baggage. I don't want there to be snakes in my garden. I don't want there to be any type of something that I'm holding on to here, like things that I have here that I genuinely don't need to take with me because it's baggage or it's trash, or it could have been better for somebody else, or it's not going to help me. It's standing in my way and it won't allow me to be great when I finally get there. So this is why I also say, be yourself. Be who you truly are. And each thing that does not align with your authenticity, with your authentic path, those things are either naturally going to fall off, or you're going to be able to pick them off. And things that are people that are not supposed to go with you, you're going to be able to pluck them out too. And if you don't do it, the divine will do it for you. And that's something that you got to recognize, because you might have been going this direction this way for a reason, because there were certain people that were around you that if you would have gotten it right in the moment that you were supposed to get it, would have taken it from you, or would have taken you out so they could have gotten it. So I just said a lot, and I would like to go over all of this stuff some other time. But thanks for coming back to my channel. I don't know if I said my name, but I'm Reese. I hope you have a wonderful day, or a wonderful night, wonderful afternoon. Good luck to you on this journey of authenticity and manifestation and releasing. All of this is crazy, right? But like, the world needs people like you. They need people like us. So don't give up. Keep going. I wish you the best of luck. And until next time.